Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, let's see. It's gonna have to be a quick message. Oh crap, hold on. There, hopefully you guys can hear me better now. It's gonna have to be a quick message today. I have homework that I need to do. I do believe I just started record. Yeah, it's 4:44 right now on the clock. I just started recording this at 4:44. So, something about home, family, foundation. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see what this is. I got a couple decks out here. I did grab the Oracle of Pluto this time. We're gonna do a little shadow work. And I grabbed a few other decks that I typically don't use. I was feeling called to use them, so we'll see. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. As usual, excuse me, we're going to do the daily affirmation. I'm going to pull a card from here. We'll leave it face down. We'll look at it at the end. So, what do you got for us today, Spirit? Whoa. Okay. I'm going to go first. Shadow work. We have the unicorn and the jellyfish on the split. Alright, let's see. What's our shadow work card for this reading? Whoever's here, whatever they need to know. Whenever they find this message. Elephant. Shadow person at the bottom. Interesting. Well, right off the bat, elephants have a fantastic memory. Okay, I don't know who this is for. I'm being reminded of the parable of the elephant, okay? If you're not familiar with that, you can look it up. But essentially, the parable of the elephant talks about how when the elephants are really young, they get chained up, right, to this log. Wow, this is deep. To this foundation, right? Which they think is all there is. Because after so many tries, so many attempts to leave, and this could be, wow, this could be talking about like a way of thinking, a way of doing, a way of being. It could literally be talking about your familial system, right? Where you grew up, what you grew up in, how you grew up believing or thinking or seeing the world. And the elephant, at some point, after so many attempts, will stop trying to escape, even if they're not being tied up anymore, because they just have been so conditioned to believe a certain way that they just stop, they give up. They give up trying to escape. I'm not sure why that's coming through, but somebody, I think, needed to hear that. Let's take a look at the book and see what it says. I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs. It's on page 8. Okay, the elephant says obstacles, strength, majesty, wisdom, and endurance. Perhaps one of the most famous images of an elephant is that of the Hindu god Ganesh. He is the mover of obstacles, and people often pray to him when they need help overcoming one. If the elephant has arrived in your reading, it's possible you have an obstacle in your path now. There is strength and a certain wisdom required to tackle this pesky roadblock, as it may seem as heavy or as big as an elephant. However, along with strength, we must also have grace. Figuring out how to embody both at once and how to embody them effectively is where wisdom comes in. It's likely that the obstacle you're facing now is a frustrating one. Maybe the situation has been playing out for some time, and you find yourself feeling defeated or discouraged. The elephant card also calls for resiliency and endurance. Remember that elephants are often symbols of good luck. Yours may be right around the corner. The further reflection says, despite being one of the largest creatures in the animal kingdom, the elephant is a gentle giant. Imagine the force an elephant can muster and how they instead choose to channel that force through softness. How can embodying this same approach serve you now? Interesting. Let's I also want to look at the shadow person one. That's the obstacle, right? That's the obstacle. That's the old way. The elephant faced the obstacle, the same obstacle, right? Tried to escape so many times and failed. That eventually it stopped trying. Don't stop trying. Okay. That is significant for somebody. The shadow person card says the unrecognized self. This entire deck is devoted to the journey of becoming acquainted with the unrecognized self, the part of us that feels ever elusive, slipping in and out of the shadows, difficult to pin down and ever have a real conversation with. However, if the shadow person happens to pop up in your pull, you have the fleeting luck of doing just that. Your unrecognized self has arrived to have an honest conversation with you. Whatever inner work you've been doing has thrust a level of self-awareness upon you, and your shadow is ready for integration. It can be difficult to know the next steps when we reach this point in our journey. Sometimes just knowing those qualities exist can feel like enough, and maybe it is. Take this opportunity to ask this side of yourself what it wants, what it needs, where it should like to live now. How can you rectify the resistance and make peace with its demands? Remember that this is a real part of your essence. Show yourself compassion and understanding instead of shame or guilt. We all have pieces of ourselves that struggle to fit. The further reflection says, read up on Jung's 12 archetypes. They exist both in light and shadow, but all 12 live within us. Which one resonates with you most profoundly right now? Have a conversation with that side of yourself. Now, obviously that card didn't come out, but it is at the bottom of the deck, so I felt like it was still important nonetheless. Bottom of the deck here, not my circus, not my monkeys. Okay. And I'm possible. Water lilies could be significant. What do they need to know from here? Whoa. Hit your target, number 13, which reduces to a 4. What goes around comes around. The bottom of the deck. Interesting. There's something weird about her eye. Just one of them, though. Interesting. I think I need more information. Hit your target. Some obstacle that you're facing, right? Weird. The same eye is weird on this card too. Left eye. No, the right eye. And this card is number 4. So 4-4. Weird. Perseverance wanted to stay behind on the desk. Tell me about hit your target. Ignore. Ignore what? Gemini at the bottom. Ignore what? Escape. Rain. What? Clarify. Okay. Heart, universe, and you are happening now. Give me just a second. I'm being drawn back to the elephant parable again. Ignore the noise, the doubts. I feel like Spirit has your back here. And I feel like you are escaping in some sense. escaping past what was previously believed possible. You're following your heart with something here. What else? Honor your energy. Yeah. I feel like you're doing something for you, finally. The letter T could be significant. Feather. High vibes. And 4 days. Space. Space. You're creating some kind of a space here. Some space for something. Can we get one of these? Shadow self at the bottom. Interesting. So we had the shadow person at the bottom of the other deck. And then shadow self at the bottom of this one. That's intriguing. We all have a shadow side. Right? It's the repressed aspects of who we are. Parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of, or we're told are bad. You have to pay attention to who's saying those things. And their belief systems and their their own, I don't want to say agenda, but their own limitations. Sometimes it's subconscious. People don't even know they're doing it. And some people do know they're doing it. Placing their own limitations on you as if it belongs to you when it doesn't, as if it is you when it's not. Ignore that. You honor your own energy. Yeah, limitless, exactly. Believe. Unconditional love at the bottom. We gotta get the book. We gotta get the book. I'm gonna read Limitless. Don't conform to the beliefs of others. Literally the first line. Live your own truth and share this with the world with love. Unconditional love at the bottom. Through this card, limiting beliefs and conformity are being addressed. It is so easy to get caught up in the material world with its illusionary expectations, false sense of security, and living our lives in what society deems as perfect societal bubbles. People get lost in the games and the falsity of their everyday monotonous existence. Living a life to the expectations of society is just as restricting as living a life in prison. And that is exactly why the parable of the elephant came through. I don't think I've ever gotten that from that card before. Man, there is only so much room you have available to move freely before the walls of the cell are felt. If you were drawn to this card, you are being asked to reflect on your life and the walls that inhibit you. These walls are made up of limiting beliefs that prevent you from following your heart and reaching your dreams. Limiting beliefs that stem from childhood experiences. What did I say? And expectations which keep you locked in an invisible cell. Dear one, do not let the limiting beliefs and expectations of yourself and others confine you. You were not born to be imprisoned. You were born to fly, to sing your tune and dance your dance. You were born to truly live and experience this life. I'm going to cry, y'all. And experience this life in all its blazing glory. Reach for the stars and follow your dreams. You have the strength and courage within you to break away from societal expectations and follow your own guidance and intuition. It is time to truly acknowledge the magnificent soul you are and break free from the binds that have held you back. You will be amazed by your own power and motivation. The affirmation says, I am ready to create a life of my own choosing. And we're going to read belief too, or believe. Believe in yourself. It's time to explore new realms of spiritual awareness. For a long time, you cautiously walked, watching others shine and soar to heights that seemed unreachable for you. What did I say? If you were drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to take that next step and join the birds that fly through the rainbow-filled skies. Take a chance. If you fail, you fail. If you make a mistake, then learn from it. Life has no guarantees. If you spend your life waiting for guarantees before taking the plunge, you just might be waiting around for a long time. Life is not meant to be lived perfectly. That is not the lesson. It's about believing in yourself, following your heart, and living your truth. Have the courage to push through thoughts that hold you back from pursuing your passions and dreams. You have so much to share with the world. By not believing in yourself, you deny humanity the opportunity to raise its own light through your unique expression. High vibes. We are all unique, each and every one of us, representing different facets of light. Your self-expression is unique to you, so don't think for one moment that you're not as good as another. You are amazing, talented, and so very dear. Not diving in is only delaying the growth of your soul and the souls of others around you. For when you make that choice to give it all you have, others will be inspired by your courage, passion, and creative expression. Release any fears of security, stability, and finances. Trust that your needs will be met. When you follow your heart with intentions to serve humanity, doors of abundance and prosperity naturally open. The affirmation says, I am courageous as I soar to new heights of spiritual awareness. Hello, Spirit. Y'all, what? Transition at the bottom. Yeah, I'd say so. Holy crap. Okay, can we get one? Just one. And then I gotta skedaddle. It's really hot in here right now. Gratitude. And union at the bottom. maybe. Gratitude. This image portrays a winged diva poised behind a pink rose. A golden crown hovers above her head in the language of flowers. Pink roses are symbolic of joy and gratitude, a virtue that belongs in the realm of sacred emotion and sovereign status. It has been clinically proven that a thankful life is generally a happier life, and it's easy to forget we often receive a great deal more than we give. The gratitude card invites you to unearth the bounty of your daily life by remembering the many reasons to be grateful. It may be a favorable time to express thanks to a deserving soul who has helped you in some way, or simply as a signal to count your blessings. The continued practice of this alchemical virtue can animate forgiveness, heal the past, and bring about a daily sense of wonderment and peace. From a cosmic perspective, to become unconditionally grateful for the adventure of life, with all its ups and downs, and regardless of outcomes, is to merge with the kingdom of God. I was literally thinking union with spirit, and we have the union card at the bottom. So now I'm super curious. So we're gonna see what that one says. A tantric goddess sits within an ancient temple of worship. She is filled with the ecstasy of divine union, which permeates the room in a rainbow of hues, radiating from her aura. All the colors of the chakras are represented. The goddess wears a pink lotus flower, symbolizing transcendence in Buddhist culture. The lotus thrives in muddy water. Oh, you guys. Come on. Yet reaches beyond the murky depths for the light, emerging as a perfect bloom. Whether you seek spiritual union from within or a physical connection with another, the search to rise above the surface of illusion toward the light of divine understanding is a worthy goal. We often seek the missing parts of ourselves in others, only to be met with disappointment. This craving can drive many to addiction, forever searching for the elusive other in the realm of extremes. Through the relentless cycle of trial and error over lifetimes, we can learn to love and accept ourselves just as we are, and loosen our attachment to outcomes. Meditation and sincere self-inquiry help steer you toward a deeper meaning of union, by allowing it to merge naturally within, like the lotus bloom rising from the depths. The appearance of this card plays a significant role in your question and calls you to take comfort in the encompassing presence of union. The thoughts, values, and exchanges you seek to cultivate offer vital clues about how you perceive and experience this basic need. Notice any areas of resistance where energy is blocked. Now may be a good time to address and release buried feelings or preconceptions with the transforming power of union's connecting frequencies. Union suggests the possibility of a new relationship, special friendship, creative project, or meditation. The entwining of the divine energy of union seeks authentic expression. The heavenly energy represented by this card could also signify the answer to a prayer. Wow, this got deep, y'all. Let's take a look at our confirmation affirmation. I am grounded and centered. And let's see what the bottom of the deck says, because we forgot to do that the other day. My future self can handle it. Yeah. Plus, the universe has you. You're good. You're good. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. If you found this helpful or insightful, or it resonated in any way, like, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.